This is KGW News at Sunrise.
We realized that with the dark cloud that the former owners have cast over the race, that this isn't going to be an overnight fix in terms of everybody feeling warm and fuzzy about the marathon going forward.
The Portland Marathon is less than a month away, and yesterday the man who led the race for 35 years was sentenced. Ahead on Sunrise, details of the case and how organizers are trying to move forward.
Also today, we are expecting a full report detailing the cause of the Tunnel 5 fire that burned in Skamania County earlier this summer. Preliminary information points to a train as the culprit. Everything we know about how that fire started coming up. Plus,
if you're a sucker for a history lesson, Brenda just looked at me funny. You'll understand why we use that term.
I did
Brenda.
too. Thank you for clarifying.
It's actually part of the story itself. I'll say it again. If you're a sucker for a history lesson, we have one for you this morning. It starts with this question: how did Lake Oswego get its name? Devin Haskins shares the answer in a new installment of his Emmy award-winning series, What's in a Name? That's coming up at 5:15. Okay.
It has something to do with a sucker?
Well, I know. Now that
it's got a lake.
We put that in there, so now I feel like we can't wait 15 minutes. Lake Oswego, the Oswego Lake that sits in the middle of the town, used to be called Sucker Lake.
Okay.
did you just give away the punchline?
No,
I think you just
okay.
did.
Here's the thing. But why was it called Sucker
Why?
Lake? And why did they change the name? There's still so much more to the story.
Yes.
You guys are fretting way too early.
Looking forward to this.
The important thing is that Brenda and I are not suckers, as it turns out.
Exactly.
That's the important thing. You and I, my dear, had the same kind of reaction when you said
it's like,
that.
what?
Me? No. All right. We have a quiet day underway. We have a dense fog advisory at the coast up through 9 o'clock this morning. Dense fog often can produce a little bit of mist or drizzle in the air. Inland, it's cloudy in many spots, not totally overcast. 63 degrees out at PDX. So some morning cloudiness, a sunny afternoon coming. 73 at noon, a very nice 82 for a high. Here's Chris McGinnis.
Rod, let's take it to Oregon City. A live look at I-205 near the Abernathy Bridge. There's your northbound commute right there, coming up from from West Lynn. I guess if you go far enough, it's Lake Oswego, right? There's the southbound commute. We're rolling right along, and we'll switch gears real quick and take you out to Hillsboro, Highway 26 out here. My goodness, Cornelius Pass Road. You got a lot of elbow room out there this morning, guys. No crashes, no unexpected delays just yet.
All right, more from Chris and Rod coming up here shortly, but right now, our top story this half hour. It starts with this new video showing the scene of a rescue along the I-205 bridge, but this was not an accident. So here are the details. A suspect who ran from sheriff's deputies jumped off the bridge to avoid getting arrested. It all happened around 11:30 last night. The Multnomah County Sheriff's Office says the man drove off when they tried to stop his car near Maywood Park. The car eventually got to 205, but broke down when it arrived at the bridge. So that's when the man hopped out, crossed all the lanes of traffic there by foot, and then started running south along the shoulder. When deputies managed to cut him off, he jumped off the bridge, landing almost 20 feet below on the ground. Portland Fire used a rope to pull him back up. They treated him at the scene and then took him to the hospital. The man is expected to be physically okay.
Well, less than a month before the 51st Portland Marathon, the race's former longtime director, Les Smith, was sentenced to federal probation and ordered to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars in restitution.
Smith pleaded guilty to one count of tax evasion, although he was also charged with a slew of other financial crimes. Catherine Cook explains the case against him.
It's been 6 years since Les Smith directed the Portland Marathon, a job the former race president held for some 35 years. Then came the mountain of embezzlement and tax evasion charges. Last year, a federal grand jury indicted Smith for defrauding the nonprofit out of more than $1 million. Investigators learned he spent some of the money on an SUV, shopping sprees, and home remodeling projects. As part of a previous settlement, the Oregon DOJ ordered Smith to pay $865,000 to the Portland Marathon. Then, on Tuesday, Smith pleaded guilty in federal court for evading taxes connected to the funds he stole. Smith, who's now 83, was sentenced to 3 years probation. That includes 8 months of home confinement. The judge also ordered him to pay more than $400,000 in restitution to the IRS. The news comes less than a month before the 51st Portland Marathon.
The residents and community that come out to support the runners is unmatched, in my opinion. So very excited for October 1st.
Chris Braun is brand director of Brooksy. The Utah-based company took over production of the Portland Marathon in 2019. They paused in 2020 because of COVID and have been slowly rebuilding the race ever since. This year, they're expecting around 8,000 runners, their largest turnout since 2016.
We realized that with the dark cloud that the former owners have cast over the race, that this isn't going to be an overnight fix in terms of everybody feeling warm and fuzzy about the marathon going forward. But we hope that we've accomplished a lot in the 4 years that we've been putting the race on.
And it would be nice if Portland can build one that is a Boston of the West Coast. That's our dream.
Rick Lovett is coach of the Red Lizard Running Club. A lot of his members are volunteering as pacers for the marathon, including Kristen Shaw.
And it's really exciting. It's so much fun to have everyone there on the start line and get revved up.
This year, runners in both the full and half Portland Marathon will now share the first mile of the race. In years past, they've split off in the beginning. The route will also include an extended tour of Reed College, and once again, 4 bridge crossings for those running the full.
It's fun having local marathons. You just get up and go across town and you're at the start line.
In Portland, it just makes sense.
We're kind of a major mecca for that. I mean, you trip over elite runners out here.
Catherine Cook, KGW News.
Investigators are now saying the armed man police shot and killed in Hillsborough never actually fired his gun. That new information contradicts details that were initially released. Hillsborough police went to a home on South Duke Drive last Friday to arrest 39-year-old Ryan Herrings on stalking charges. Investigators first said Herrings came out of the house armed with a gun and fired at officers. But now they're saying Herrings did not fire his gun, but did point it at law enforcement. 2 Hillsborough police officers and 2 Washington County deputies were involved and are now on paid administrative leave.
This morning, police are looking for this man. He's accused of robbing a mail carrier at gunpoint. This happened last Tuesday on the South Waterfront. Now, authorities say the carrier was outside the Matisse Apartments when an armed man approached her and demanded her keys and the mail. She describes him as clean-cut, 5'8" to 5'10", with a medium build. He was last seen leaving the area in a dark-colored Ford Explorer. This is actually the 3rd time in the past year that a Portland mail carrier has been robbed. As for the keys that were stolen, the Postal Service says it has, quote, countermeasures that render them useless.
Fire crews are mopping up a brush fire that broke out yesterday in Wasco County. People who live in this area about 8 miles outside of Dufur were placed under level 3 go now evacuation orders when the fire started, but those evacuation levels have been downgraded to a level 2. We're still working on confirming how much damage was caused by this fire. Meanwhile, we're also expecting to learn more about the Tunnel 5 fire in Skamania County. This is video of the fire from back in July. A full report is expected to come out sometime this morning. A preliminary report cites a train from the BNSF Railway Company as the cause of the fire. That preliminary report found that debris from brakes and emissions from a train engine sparked the blaze. The Tunnel 5 fire, which burned along SR 14, consumed more than 500 acres and destroyed 10 structures, most of them homes.
And I know recently we've had nice weather, a little bit better for fire crews
a lot
out
better.
there. Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
We've been 70s, 80s. We haven't had much wind. We won't. The gorge wind forecast today is 5 to 15, so that's all good news. Here is a look at what's not going on. We have some rain showers over in Idaho, Wyoming, Montana, but nothing here locally. I mentioned earlier in the show there is a dense fog advisory today for those of you at the coast. Weather Service has that popped up through 9 this morning, so maybe some mist and drizzle with that. Otherwise, you do have low cloudiness out there. Here's what Futurecast shows. Low clouds up and down the valley, some fog at the coast at 8 o'clock this morning. That should go away for a beautiful sunny afternoon and pretty comfortable weather continuing. Now, starting tomorrow, I still have us up to around 90 degrees and then certainly into the 90s on Friday. So take advantage. This is Futurecast tomorrow. This show a low cloud bank kind of bouncing near the coast for you folks on your Thursday. Right now, 50 in Newport, 52 in Astoria, the dense fog advisory for the beach, 61 in Salem. So enough cloud cover to keep Kelso, Portland, Salem warmer. I mean, 60 or better is considered kind of warm early morning numbers for this time of the year. It's 43 on Baker City. It's 50 degrees over in Bend. Beautiful day coming. Morning cloudiness, sunny afternoon, the light northwest winds, high temperatures 80 to low 80s up and down much of the I-5 corridor in the Willamette Valley. Southwest Washington, not quite as warm, 77 up in Longview. Battleground right near 80 in Vancouver, expected to be up to 82. My 7-day numbers, I've tweaked just a couple of things, but not much. 82 today. We'll either just make it to 90 tomorrow or just miss it. Friday is the one day that confidence is full. That will be up into the 90s. I have 94. And then some of the modeling wants to hold us in the 80s Saturday, but for now I'll still say we have a chance to hit 90. Certainly cooler on Sunday, 84. And then there's a front that comes in on Monday. Now we have a shower chance on the 7-day. The moisture bullseye, if you will, looks like it's probably going to track to the north of us. But right now we'll see if we can get some rain on Monday and then a partly cloudy 75-degree Tuesday. And that is your forecast for now.
Rod, thank you.